Welcome back, tech enthusiasts. Today we're diving into a head-to-head comparison of the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. These are two of the most expensive phones on the planet, and they're both sporting some serious camera tech. But are these flagship phones living up to the hype? Or are they just overpriced gadgets with disappointing camera performance? Let's find out. We're going to break down the camera performance of both phones, comparing image quality, low-light performance, zoom capabilities, video features, and more. We'll take a look at the pros and cons of each camera system to help you decide which phone is right for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which phone takes the crown for the best camera. Let's get right into it. The image quality from both phones is fantastic. We're talking professional-grade stuff here. The iPhone captures incredible detail and clarity. The Galaxy boasts a higher megapixel count. The iPhone leans towards a natural look. The Galaxy goes for a vibrant look. Both phones perform well in dynamic range. Overall, both deliver exceptional image quality. The choice comes down to personal preference. Let's dive a little deeper into what the iPhone is doing with its image processing. One of the things I love most about iPhone photos is how natural they look. Apple has really nailed color science with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Whether you're shooting in bright sunlight or under overcast skies, the colors always look accurate and true to life. Skin tones in particular look fantastic on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Portraits have this really nice warmth and depth to them, without looking overly processed. Now, some people might argue that the iPhone's photos can look a little too muted or flat compared to the Galaxy. But I think there's something to be said for a camera that can capture images that look natural and authentic. The iPhone 16 Pro Max also handles white balance really well. Overall, if you're someone who values color accuracy and natural-looking images, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the clear winner. It's a camera that consistently delivers beautiful, true-to-life photos that you'll cherish for years to come. Low-light photography is where the iPhone 16 Pro Max really sets itself apart. Apple has made some significant improvements to its low-light performance this year, and it shows. Images captured in low light are noticeably brighter and cleaner than previous generations. This is thanks in part to the larger sensor, which is able to capture more light. Even in extremely low light, the iPhone 16 Pro Max manages to keep noise levels under control. You don't get that mushy watercolor effect that you see on some other phones. But what really impressed me is how well the iPhone 16 Pro Max preserves colors in low light. Night mode has also been improved on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. You can capture some really stunning night shots with this phone, with excellent detail and dynamic range. Overall, if you're someone who shoots a lot of photos in low light, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the phone to get. Alright, let's talk about zoom. This is where the Galaxy S24 Ultra really flexes its muscles. The 10x optical zoom is no joke. It allows you to get incredibly close to your subject without sacrificing image quality. When you're shooting at 10x zoom, the level of detail you can capture is amazing. You can zoom in on distant objects and still make out all the fine details. Now, the iPhone does have a digital zoom up to 15x, but let's be real. Digital zoom is just cropping in on an image. The Galaxy also has a pretty impressive 100x space zoom feature. In terms of image quality, the Galaxy's zoom lens holds up surprisingly well. Overall, if zoom is important to you, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is the clear winner. The 10x optical zoom is incredibly versatile and allows you to capture some truly unique shots. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S24 Ultra offer dedicated portrait modes that can blur the background and create a professional-looking portrait. The iPhone's portrait mode has always been known for its natural-looking bokeh and accurate subject separation. The bokeh, which is that blurry background effect, looks incredibly smooth and natural. The iPhone also does a better job of accurately separating the subject from the background. It can even recognize subtle details like hair and glasses, ensuring that they are not accidentally blurred out. But the real star of the show is the iPhone's ability to capture incredibly natural-looking skin tones in portrait mode. Portraits taken with the iPhone have this beautiful warmth and depth to them, without looking overly processed or artificial. The Galaxy, on the other hand, tends to smooth out skin a little bit more aggressively. This can result in portraits that look a little bit too perfect or airbrushed, especially if you're not careful with the beauty settings. Overall, If you're someone who shoots a lot of portraits, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the way to go. Its portrait mode is simply unmatched with natural-looking bokeh, accurate subject separation, and stunning skin tones. When it comes to video, both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S24 Ultra are capable of shooting incredible footage. But once again, the iPhone pulls ahead in a few key areas. First and foremost, the iPhone's video stabilization is simply unmatched. Seriously, it's like magic. You can be running, jumping, or even riding a bike, and the footage will still come out looking buttery smooth. The Galaxy's stabilization is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite on the same level as the iPhone. Then there's cinematic mode, which made its debut on the iPhone 13 Pro. This mode allows you to shoot videos with a shallow depth of field, similar to what you would get with a professional cinema camera. And with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, cinematic mode has gotten even better. The depth transitions are smoother, the subject tracking is more accurate, and you can even adjust the depth of field after you've shot the video. The Galaxy does have its own version of cinematic mode, which Samsung calls Director's View. In terms of overall video quality, both phones can shoot up to 8K resolution. Overall, if video is your priority, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the clear winner. Now let's talk about the shooting experience. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S24 Ultra have powerful camera apps with a ton of features, but they take very different approaches. The iPhone's camera app is all about simplicity and ease of use. It's designed to get out of your way and let you focus on capturing the moment. The interface is clean and intuitive, and all the important settings are easily accessible. The iPhone's camera app is so easy to use that you'll never miss a shot because you're fumbling around with settings. The Galaxy's camera app, on the other hand, is much more feature-packed. You've got a ton of different shooting modes, manual controls, and AI enhancements. This gives you a lot more creative control, but it can also be a bit overwhelming, especially if you're new to smartphone photography. One of the things I appreciate about the iPhone's camera app is its consistency. The settings and features are the same across all shooting modes. Overall, I prefer the iPhone's camera app for its simplicity, ease of use, and consistency. So, after putting both of these camera phones through their paces, it's clear that each has its strengths and weaknesses. The best phone for you really depends on your individual needs and preferences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is the more well-rounded camera phone overall. It excels in almost every area, from image quality and low-light performance, to video stabilization and portrait mode. If you're someone who prioritizes natural aesthetics, accurate colors, and incredible video quality, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the way to go. The Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, is a more specialized device. It's the phone to get if you need the absolute best zoom capabilities and a higher megapixel count for cropping and editing. Ultimately, the best camera phone for you is the one that fits your needs and shooting style. So there you have it. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra have their unique strengths and weaknesses. Whether you prioritize natural aesthetics and video quality or advanced zoom and photo editing, there's a phone for you. The iPhone 16 Pro Max impressed me with its accurate colors, incredible low-light performance, and unmatched video stabilization. The Galaxy S24 Ultra blew me away with its 10 times optical zoom and the sheer level of detail it could capture. Let us know in the comments which one you think is worth the price. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tech reviews.